I'm the one who raised you. Or do you realize who you owe for your upbringing? Leaving me without words. I understand that my mother worked hard to raise me, making it challenging to argue back. To be honest, I have a decent salary and money isn't an issue for me. Even if I handed my mother $2,000 every month, it wouldn't significantly impact my lifestyle. Nonetheless, I've always felt the need to establish boundaries and not let my mother take advantage indefinitely. One day, after wrapping up my work and returning home, I was surprised to find Tom and Catherine there. The last time we crossed paths was at my father's funeral, and we hadn't stayed in touch since then. Hey, Emily, it's been a while. You still have that gloomy aura around you, huh? My brother's insensitivity remained unchanged. He had a knack for looking down on me and poking fun since our childhood. Why are you here, Tom? Do I need a reason to visit my parents' house? We demolished our family home after Dad passed away, and I'm the one renting this apartment. Don't be so uptight. Our family is finally together after so long. As we exchanged words, Catherine interjected, Emily, you're as uptight as ever. With that kind of attitude, you'll never get married. Catherine, Tom's wife, would make such remarks without a hint of remorse. Her comment, much like Tom's behavior, was tactless. I've harbored a dislike for the two of them for quite some time. After having dinner alone, I retreated to my room. My mother, evidently delighted to see Tom after such a long time, kept chatting animatedly with a smile on her face. It appeared that the three of them occasionally indulged in gossip about me. Since that day, for some inexplicable reason, Tom and Catherine began making more frequent visits to my place. Another irksome aspect was their apparent disregard for the fact that this was my home. They seemed excessively at ease in my apartment. Hey, Tom, what's going on? This is my place, you know. What about your job? You're so bothersome. What does it matter to you? I'm here because I'm concerned about Mom and I want to visit her often. You never reached out once since our father's funeral. It's none of your business. Come to think of it, I'm hungry. Cook something and do it quickly. What's with this guy? Seriously, this is my place, isn't it? Why are they lounging around as if they own the place? I'm in the mood for a delicious cake, Emily. Buy me one. Catherine's request prompts even my mother to join in. You finished work today, right? So you have time. Hurry up and go buy it for us, you lazy girl. It's perplexing how Catherine, who once avoided living with my mother and detested her, has suddenly become quite chummy with her. As for Tom, he's adopting an attitude of, I'm the eldest son, and Catherine is the eldest son's wife, so it's only natural for us to be concerned about Mom. Observing their behavior, it's evident that the two of them are plotting something. I'm not entirely sure about their intentions yet, but it's clear it's not something favorable. Several days passed, and Tom and Catherine's scheme finally unfolded. Emily, I've reached my limit living with you. I've decided to end this cohabitation. I was engrossed in household chores on my day off when my mother dropped this bombshell. What do you mean by that? Exactly what I said. I can't endure living with someone as slow, lazy, and unattractive as you any longer. What are you talking about? Don't you understand? I've made up my mind. I'm going to live with Tom and Catherine. You're going to live with Tom and Catherine. I was so taken aback by this unexpected revelation from my mother that I unintentionally echoed her words. The couple who consistently opposed the idea of living with my mother now wants to share a residence with her. What on earth is happening? Just then, Tom and Catherine conveniently arrived. Tom, what's happening? You never expressed any interest before, and you consistently asserted you'd never lived with Mom, right? What's the issue with that? It's only natural for the eldest son to live with his own mother, isn't it? Tom, looking down on me with a sense of superiority, made this statement. Don't tell me you have some kind of issue. If you can't live with Mom, no, that's not what I'm saying. But then it's fine for Mom to live with us, right? Are you serious? Even Catherine was vehemently against cohabitation. Why the sudden change? You're so bothersome. Anyway, Mom has decided to live with us. We don't need you anymore. Just leave. Wait, leave? After all this time when I took care of everything about Mom, it can't help but feel repulsed by my brother's arrogant words. However, it became evident that Tom and Catherine were up to something nefarious. Despite my mother's sharp tongue, she remains my only precious parent. Besides, I wouldn't want to get entangled in any trouble later on. I decided to caution my mother. Mom, isn't it clear that something's amiss? After all, Tom and his wife never once reached out to us before. What are you talking about? If anyone's acting strange, it's you, isn't it? Huh? Mom, those who just exploit their parents should leave? The moment she said that, any remaining affection I had for my mother vanished instantly. After all the support I've provided and taking care of her, how dare she utter such words to her own daughter who has been supporting her all these years? But this is the only time they can mock me like this, you know. After a week, they'll experience hell, so they better relish this moment. I began plotting my retaliation against them. Then I'll leave right now. I declared this resolutely to my brother, his wife, and my mother. The three of them began to chat, exchanging smirks. Emily, you're finally leaving the house. Mom, you must be so happy. I truly am. Now I can live with Tom and Catherine. I'm on top of the world. From now on, I'll be the one taking care of Mom. Thank you, Tom. I'm also thrilled that I can live with my beloved mother-in-law from now on. Oh, thank you too, Catherine. The three of them continued their frivolous conversation. To be honest, I was struggling not to laugh at that moment, but I can't let them perceive that I have any room to execute my revenge flawlessly. It's best to lay low for now. From that day forward, my brother and his wife seemed to be a constant presence in my apartment. As for me, it's as if I'm invisible to them, or rather, they treated me as if I never existed in the first place. However, this turned out to be advantageous for me because I wasn't bothered at all while preparing to move out. A week later, it was my moving day. The moment he opened his mouth, Tom said, "Today is the day we part ways, Emily. We'll be taking care of Mom from now on, so you can live without any worries. Thank you. I'm leaving Mom in your hands." Okay, after delivering this casual statement, Tom seemed somewhat dissatisfied with my response. Then my mother approached. "I hope you get married soon, Emily. It'd be a shame to remain single for the rest of your life, wouldn't it? You know the whole society would call a person like you a loser." In response to my mother's words, Tom and his wife snickered. Facing her remarks, I replied calmly, "That's true. From now on, I've decided to live just for myself. I mean, I no longer have to take care of you now, right? Just stop talking and get out. I never asked you to look after me. I was going to leave quickly anyway. Oh, it seems like they've arrived." I heard the doorbell ring, so I made my way to the entrance. It was the movers from the moving company I had scheduled for today. After having them transport all the belongings from my room, I gestured towards the living room and instructed the movers, "Oh, and please relocate all the appliances and furniture in these rooms too." Huh, the dumbfounded voices of the three harmonized perfectly. They were utterly perplexed by what was unfolding. That TV, the fridge, the microwave. Oh, and this cleaning robot too. Also, the sofa, dining table, and the bed. Please move everything. Then my mother started to argue. What? What are you thinking? Stop this immediately. What do you mean? Am I doing something strange? Don't play dumb. Taking all the appliances and furniture from this house. Have you lost your mind? In response, my brother, his face as red as a tomato, approached me aggressively. "Yo, listen to Mom. How do you expect us to live without any furniture or appliances? You have no right to take everything. Leave everything here and just go." My mother and brother were quarreling in front of me. Realizing I shouldn't waste any more time, I decided to clarify the situation for the two. Hey, are you getting the wrong idea or something? Everything in this apartment, including the apartment itself and all its appliances and furniture, belongs to me. You know this is Mom's place, right? Don't mess with me. All the furniture and appliances were bought using the inheritance from Dad, weren't they? As I had anticipated, he misunderstood and believed that my mother was financing everything in my apartment. He assumed she had received a significant inheritance from my father and had cleverly convinced them to live with her. Tom, aren't you misunderstanding something? I bought everything in here. I've been giving Mom a monthly support of $2,000, you know. Thus losses. You just want to live with Mom, don't you? Someday I'll inherit Dad's inheritance. What are you talking about? Mom used up all of Dad's inheritance a long time ago. Tom nervously glanced at our mother, who was looking down with a pale face. Mom, please explain. You told us you bought all the appliances in here. Well, I was just trying to look good. What do you mean by that? We only moved in with you because we thought there was an inheritance from Dad. If there's no inheritance, what's the point of living together? Wait, what are you saying? Didn't you say you take care of me because you're the eldest son? I was just trying to be nice. I lied so that we can live together. Upon discovering there was no remaining inheritance, Tom was furious, and my mother was deeply shaken by the revelation that the kindness displayed by Tom and his wife was all a facade. What a dysfunctional family, huh? My mother should have been suspicious when Tom and his wife, who had been out of touch for a while, suddenly suggested living together. If Tom had kept in touch, he would have learned sooner that there was no inheritance left from Dad. As I cast cold glances at the two, Tom's wife seemed to have a solution and spoke up. I've got it. It would be great if Emily could live with us again. To this, my mother and Tom both agreed. That's right, Emily. You should live with us. After all, yes, Emily, I really do need you. Observing the sudden change in their attitude as they began speaking for their own convenience, I promptly dismissed them. What are you even saying? Don't make me laugh. There's no way I'd live with deceitful people like you all. I've decided to live only for myself from now on. Whatever happens to you all, I couldn't care less. But why don't you all just happily ruin your lives together? The three of them, completely drained of energy, sat down on the spot as if their knees had given away. All three had vacant eyes. Goodbye. Do your best as a family. With that, I closed the front door. In just another 2 weeks, the lease for the apartment would end because it's under my name. They'll probably be forced to leave when the lease is up. Well, it's none of my business anymore. About a week after successfully settling into my new place, as anticipated, I received a call from my mother seeking help. Emily, please. I can't live properly like this. Come back. There's no way I'm returning. Why don't you have that foolish couple take care of you? Actually, it seems they quit their jobs and moved here, thinking I still had your father's inheritance. They really are terrible people, aren't they? I don't feel inclined to help at all. I no longer need a couple who only cares about money. All I have is you, Emily. Mom, I'm busy. Can I hang up now, please? Emily, help me. I hung up before she could finish and blocked her number. The desire to assist my mother is long gone, especially not now. Rumors circulated that my mother and Tom's family were evicted from the apartment after that incident. They depleted all of Tom's savings to move into a rundown apartment. Apparently, my mother doesn't work, and she argues with Catherine almost every day. Tom is the sole breadwinner, toiling from dawn till dusk just to make ends meet. As for me, after distancing myself from my mother, I've managed to save more money and use it for my own needs. After all the sacrifices I've made in the past, aim to lead a life that brings me happiness from now on.